Good afternoon, I'm Kara Rucker. The time is now 12 o'clock on this Friday. A rail strike has been avoided after intervention from Congress and a signature from President Biden. This is your midday update.
I want to thank Congress, Democrats and Republicans, for acting so quickly. It was the right thing to do at the moment, to save jobs, to protect millions of working families from harm and disruption, and to keep supply chains stable around the holidays.
President Biden has signed a bill that will prevent railroad workers from going on strike despite their unions at a standstill with the railroads over the lack of paid sick leave, something Biden said today he will continue to fight for. But if our rail system came to a halt, 750,000 other U.S. workers would have been put out of work due to a halt in the supply chain. Congress coming together quickly this week to pass legislation in the House, the Senate, and topped off with the president's signature today. The long looming rail strike officially avoided. InfoWars host Alex Jones is filing for personal bankruptcy. This morning's filing in Texas lists $1 billion to $10 billion in liabilities owed to 50 to 99 creditors, as well as $1 million to $10 million in assets. Jones faces court orders in Texas and Connecticut to pay nearly $1.5 billion to relatives of victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting for calling the massacre a hoax. In Connecticut court, a hearing was set today on a motion to attach the assets of Jones and his company to secure the money for damages. Jones filed a notice saying his bankruptcy filing halts all proceedings in that case. President Biden's student loan forgiveness program has been on pause and put aside. It will continue to sit that way until at least February. That's when the Supreme Court says they will take up the case. The highest court said they will hear arguments about the program in 2023, tabling the case until then. Repayments would have already begun if the Biden administration wasn't hit with several legal challenges. And student loan repayments were supposed to start back up in January, but have been paused until litigation is over.
Quite literally, fentanyl is killing Texas. At least one person loses their life a day because of fentanyl. Fentanyl is now the #1 killer in America of people between the ages of 18 and 45.
The governor of Texas met with researchers at the University of Houston this week who have created a vaccine for fentanyl, a healthcare innovation that can potentially combat the nation's growing fentanyl crisis. The vaccine creates antibodies against fentanyl, so if the drug is consumed, the antibodies will attack it before it reaches the brain.
We need a different strategy, a different way of addressing this problem. And that different way includes our vaccine. We feel that this, in combination with present treatments, will be a game changer.
The pandemic has physically changed teenagers' brains and also aged them at a much faster rate. That's according to a new study. Researchers compared the MRI scans of 128 children. Half of the scans were taken pre-pandemic, the other half at the end of 2020. The researchers found that after the first year of the pandemic, brains appeared to age as much as 3 years, and structural changes occurred in parts of the brain responsible for learning and concentration. The study authors point to escalated levels of stress, anxiety, and poor mental health as the underlying factors to changes in brain scans post-pandemic. Starlink is ready to enter Phase 2 and now has FCC approval. Elon Musk has been granted permission to launch up to 7,500 next-generation satellites in its Starlink network. SpaceX originally applied seeking approval for 30,000 satellites, but the 7,500 is still a significant expansion and ultimately can provide broadband internet to users worldwide, even those in hard-to-reach remote locations. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll continue to follow the latest headlines for you Monday morning. Until then, from the heartland of America, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great weekend.